It's time to break the silence, taboo breakers.
Hola, Taboo Breakers. I am so excited to bring you guys a new segment that Jeanette and I thought of the other day. We are going to be breaking taboos alongside with you guys. So today we're going to talk about mental health. We are so passionate about mental health and what is the meaning of mental health in a Latino household. So, Jeanette, how did you grow up in your household surrounding mental health? Like, what did that mean to you? Was it something that you kind of just had to suppress and keep it hush hush? You don't show your emotions? Or was it something that your family was very outspoken about?
I love this topic because growing up in a Latino household, mental health wasn't really something we talked about. And I'm sure you can agree, right? It wasn't that anyone was trying to ignore it. It's just that we didn't put a name on it. If you had feelings, whether it was sad or overwhelmed, you were told, échale gana, ponte las pilas, ponte a limpiar, right? It's like you have to push through. And then if I cried, I was being dramatic. If I had anxiety or I felt lost, that wasn't something that we were like really reflect on. Like, okay, let's pause, let's talk about it. It was just life and you have to like toughen up and move on. So I always felt that mental health was something that was only for people who had mental illness. And it's sad to say that, right? Or somebody that really went through a hardship and they had to recover from it. It wasn't something that we day to day as humans, we go through and we're all still going through it, right? And we're not loud about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the labels of, oh, I have anxiety, I'm depressed. For me and my household, my parents, specifically my mom, will always say, "Esa está loca." Like, if you had anxiety or you were depressed, like, you're crazy. So I grew up with that condition of like, I can't, God forbid I say I'm depressed. And if I did, I think there was a few times I did. Like, I tried to start that conversation with my mom, and she was like, ay, tú estás aburrida, like, ponte a limpiar.
Hmm.
So I immediately, from a young age, and I'm sure so many people are going to be able to relate, I suppressed that emotion. I suppressed that emotion and I suppressed all my emotions just overall. Cause I was like, if I can't talk about this, then I definitely can't be open about any emotion at all that I'm feeling.
100%. And I'm sure we can all relate on that.
Yeah, 100%. And it sucks. And that's why we're here to talk about it, be loud about it, because we have to do better for our next generation.
Especially mental health being such a huge topic, which we should definitely talk about it more and be more open about it.
Yep, agree.
So I'm curious, right? Because we've all been through something. And again, it all ties up to mental health. So, what was that first moment you realized that what you were feeling wasn't una mala racha or you're being dramatic? Tú sabes, the típico eres dramática, but something deeper, something tied to mental health.
Oh, that's a good one. So for me, at a very young age, and I've been open about this, around age 15, I became a cutter. And it went all the way from 15 until I was like 23. And in my early 20s, that's when I realized like this is a problem and this is deeper than I'm just cutting myself to numb myself. And then that was like my wake up call like, okay, no, I need to stop this and I have to change. And again, like we keep saying, be open about it. But I had that fear of like, who do I go to, right? Because I can't go to my mom or my parents overall because they're going to judge me, right? I grew up hearing, mental health is not a thing. If you're bored, go clean. So I'm like, who do I turn to with this issue that I'm having, right? So for me, that was my pivotal moment in my early 20s where I was like, no, I have to put a stop on this or I'm just going to die.
And it takes a lot, right, to do that. Because especially como Latinas en nuestra cultura, we're so used to keeping it quiet, calladita te ve más bonita, putting it on the back burner. And then when you are in the condition that you are seeking help, it might be too late or they respond with like, oh, you should have asked. You should have told her sooner, right? And it's like, but it's a conflict of should I, shouldn't I? So that this is why I feel like this is such an important topic that we should definitely showcase more and be more louder about because we're all dealing with mental health or we've dealt with it silently for way too long.
Yep, I always like to say I almost died in silence, so I'm going to heal out loud. That is
Oof.
my mantra.
And I love that. I love that, you know? And I'm sure with you, because it happened to me, you know, it took me years to unlearn that, right? And to realize that carrying the strength isn't about being silent, right? It's about facing what you feel, giving yourself permission, right? To feel it, to ask for help when you need it. Especially now that we're moms.
Yeah.
I feel like being a mom too and being a woman overall with everything that we carry, it's knowing that we're putting in the work for us, but we're breaking that cycle for the next generation, especially our kids, to be okay to feel, to speak, and to heal. And I think that's something even more important of what we're doing.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, we would love to hear from you listeners. So please put it in the comments. Like, what I want to know what you guys heard about this topic, because I would just love to read those comments and, break the taboos with you guys. Like, we're in this together.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear from you.